Some donuts.
So it's about 100 miles to Rotting Corpse and about 55 miles to Argonath.
So it sounds like we should go to Argonath first.
Well, it's a friendly city, so be
Right.
a place that you could camp. I mean,
Right. And if it's relatively close, we may be able to find rumors that would be useful about the prison.
Perhaps they have better gift shops with better bracelets.
So what's the population of Argonath?
it probably. I've got my notes from pre-war. Probably about 1,200 people.
But predominantly human or Gith or what?
Let's look here. Yeah, human and elves.
So is Opportunity like medium? Like a regular sized dog?
I'd have to look to see what a blink dog is.
I'm sure I'm a page or two away from it. Because I realized during the bathroom break that there's a better way of getting across the river might not be the inflatable mattress that something can bite and sink. But the boots of levitation, if you can carry the blink dog.
Indeed. Those require attunement, though, right?
Yeah, but so I forget. I originally Soul Wrench got them, but I thought he gave them to Rothgar because he can fly, so he didn't need them.
I don't have them.
Oh yeah, I forgot about those.
You gave them to somebody because you couldn't really use them.
Yeah.
There are a lot of things, a lot of items where we're like, holy shit! We're just like opening up pouches. Oh look, magic boots. But if we're going to Argonath first, then you can attune to them there or on the way, or it's 55 miles to Argonath. We're going to have to camp. Actually, I assume the river is between us and Argonath. So
No, there's no river between you and Argonath. It's you got to cross the river and then get to Rotting Corpse.
But how far is Rotting Corpse from Argonath?
So yeah, it's probably about 45 miles.
Oh, okay. So it doesn't make that much sense to go there first.
What do you mean?
I was thinking we would go to Argonath and camp and then look for rumors about the prison and then go to the prison. But if it's 45 miles away and we're right now 60 miles away.
No. You're 100 miles away.
Yeah,
okay.
It's halfway. It's halfway there.
I see.
It's on
Okay.
the way.
So does Rothgar have 3 attuned items? Is that an issue? Oh, he does. Oh, then maybe we just try the raft.
Maybe we can find something in Argonath.
Or I mean, how
They
many
must have people who they must need to cross the river from time to time.
Yeah, but we would need to do so stealthily, in a way that hopefully Rotting Corpse wouldn't be able to notice because it's actually pretty close to the river. So it probably uses the river as a supply channel as well as to transport prisoners and things like that. So it's probably pretty heavily trafficked, I would imagine.
How fast do you think you guys could get across?
I mean, I don't
think I can.
You can fly on the horse, though.
Yeah, but
Well,
I don't think the horse can fly a mile.
I thought this is really a long time ago, so I could be recollecting completely incorrectly, but I thought it could fly for like 4 hours and then needed to rest. Maybe that's way off.
No, I think originally it said I could fly 3 times for 60 feet.
Oh wait, so it's not like I thought it was a pegacorn, so it's got wings.
Right, but it still needs to rest.
What's that?
It can't continually fly, I don't think.
Who would have done that? The Pegacorn. Yeah, you can fly for 3 hours per long rest.
Okay. Oh, maybe that's at 60 minutes, not 60 feet.
Well, it's 60. That's her movement,
Okay.
but it's 3 times for 1 hour per long rest. So for an hour. So three. You could fly 3 hours, and you got to take a long rest.
So, question, Theria, would you be able to take on another passenger on your Pegacorn?
Yeah, I could probably take one of the. I don't know if I could fit you on there, but you have wings, right?
Right. So I can fly, and I could even carry Opportunity if Opportunity would let Soul Wrench do such a thing. If you could
I
take,
could take Tony.
yeah,
Sure.
and then Sully can just turn into a shark and eat all the seals that he wants along the way.
Yeah, but then Hrothgar gets jealous and dives in.
All right, what are we doing?
You're gonna ride on my horse with me.
That's one option. All right.
And then I'll carry Opportunity.
Because I do have my cloak, I could basically, besides Soul Wrench, I could teleport to either one of you two, to Sully or Etheria. I don't think Soul Wrench has been marked by the mollusk.
Mm-mm.
How often can you do that? Or are there any downsides to this teleportation?
Let's see here.
Are we going to be facing 32 shadow demons if you do
If
this?
it's just me, I could do it 3 times a day.
I mean, that seems like it's a pretty good option then. Then you only have to get the dog across.
Yeah. I can bring others with me. It just takes more of its power to do it, I guess.
So another charge.
Me and one other person can do it twice a day. Me and 2 other people can go once a day. Me and 3 other people. There's
So that'd be good for the. I mean, it's not like you use this power all the time, so you need to conserve it.
yeah.
Right. So then maybe it makes more sense because I don't see Opportunity being very calm. Wow.
Actually, I take it back. Opportunity is probably the smartest member of this party.
Well,
Intelligence 10.
Okay, only slightly less intelligent than Hrothgar and Sully.
no, the most intelligent probably is the Pegacorn.
Okay. So then, Hrothgar, you're gonna just keep Opportunity and teleport the 2 of you once one of them gets to the shore.
Yeah. That way, the less people that are interacting with the water, probably the better. As a DM, I know what I would put in water.
Rainbows and candy canes.
Especially with all the options available in this book.
Oh, that one. Okay, so you guys taking the ants too, right?
No, we're leaving the ants.
Okay, the ants are staying.
Well, we could take them to the next town, I guess, and stable them there.
Yep.
Yeah, I think
That would make more sense. Give us a little bit more speed overland.
Okay. So you guys grab your gear and let's see, you've been here probably a full 3 days. It'll probably take you 2 days to get to Argonath. We're just gonna go ahead and say that move overland, and you guys are. Let's see, where is Argonath? You notice the mountains to the west as you're going. It's still desert, and as you're approaching the city, you see that there are different townhomes and farms out here. And the people are just kind of coming out and looking to see what you're doing. And a few of them wave. If they knew better.
Wait, this is Argonath?
Yeah.
Okay.
So you guys have no problem entering the city. When you enter, you notice that all the buildings have like a pastel color. So it's very bright. And in the center of the city is these large marble statues. One is of an elf and a human and a kobold. And they're all sitting around a fire by a stream. And the fire sort of looks magical as it burns. And there's some general commerce going on, but most of the people look fairly poor here. So your presence is very much noticed, especially riding ants.
And a pegacorn.
Yes.
Is there anything written on the statues?
It says,
Like a plaque or anything?
yeah, it says peace for 1,000 generations.
Well, that's about to change.
And you were approached by an elven woman. She looks very old, walking with a walking stick. And she's kind of admiring your horse, looking at it. And she says, "May I pet it?"
Sure.
What brings you to Argonath?
Just stopping on our travels.
And she points out that they have fresh water and some meal for your horse. And she looks at the ants and says, "I'm not really sure what they eat."
I
Give him a
smile
variety.
and say children.
And she walks up to you and takes her staff and hits you in the leg with it.
Is there a place that we can stay for the night?
Yeah. There's a small inn that they have.
Are you saying that you have no resort here in town? We're more of a resort party.
And she says, "Another with a smart mouth," and walks over with her staff and hits you in the leg with it.
We understand that there's a river ahead. Are there any companies in town that provide transport across the river?
Well, the only transport that we really have is, by steed, or occasionally an airship will land.
Keep him away from me.
Are you familiar with the towns in the area?
As far as what?
There was a place, I think it was called Rotting Corpse, that we were wanting to stay away from.
Oh, it's across the river. Yes, it's controlled by the Gith.
It's a dangerous place.
I would say so.
Still dangerous even after the 1,000 years of peace has begun?
That's 1,000 generations, and that's 2, and she hits you again in the leg.
Do you know if anybody in town does business with Rotting Corpse?
Well, if they did, they'd be strung up.
Ah, okay.
I should add, he meant the town, not you, you broken down old hag.
And that's 3.
But I cast shield.
Yeah, it bounces off. She says, "I got my eye on you."
Does she only have one?
No.
I'll ask which one.
So, should Should I stable the horse here with the ants? Or do you think we'll need her?
I mean, if we need her to get across, although
Okay.
Hrothgar could just teleport all three of us.
There's a chance that it'll fail.
Should probably fly across then.
Yeah, that's what I'm gonna do. And then I can just leave.
Like, is a failure you don't wind up in the right spot, or what?
That I don't know.
You're on the astral plane.
It's just that the more people I try and transport, the better the chance of failure.
Yeah, I'm bringing my horse.
So we should figure out exactly how far across this river is, because if it's 10 miles, that's probably not doable by me. If it's 5 or fewer, though, I'm good to go.
I think just like cast the spell again.
Only after, like, I'd have to be floating in the middle of this river as I cast again.
You go up high enough to where that you're like kind of free falling for a moment, and you cast it again, and
That may happen, because my plan is I'm just going to psych myself up for how much I really want to eat that flying horse, and that's why this one intelligent shark is going to follow behind. He may periodically be making leaps.
Fly low, man. Fly low.
So another one of the elves comes out. Looks to be older, as the female elf has heard enough of this conversation and she is walking off.
Oh, come on. We're fucking hilarious.
And he looks older too, and he's walking with a tankard in his hand.
My kind of guy.
Cheers.
And he gladly knocks your glass and takes a drink. And what brings you to Argonath on this fine day?
We're just passing through. We're going to stable some of our creatures here, stay the night, and head out in the morning.
Oh, why the rush? And he says, "Can't you see the wonderful amenities we have?" And you can tell he's being sarcastic.
Actually, we were hoping to try some local cuisine tonight.
Oh, we might have some fish that we've gotten from the river, or maybe some squirrel meat.
How far is the river from here?
Oh, it's about 40 miles.
And do you have fishing crews that work the river?
Every once in a while, yes. We have some groups that go up there and do some fishing.
Do they get out on boats or what?
No, we don't venture out on the boats. So I think they just stay by the bank and cast nets. Are these ants?
What else would they be?
Sir,
That's what they'd like to be.
what has happened to your mental faculties? They're horses.
And he looks in his tankard and he's like, "No, I haven't had enough yet. Maybe in a couple hours I would believe you." Where does one acquire ants?
They just followed us home one day. Actually, we acquired them in the Underdark.
You've been to the Underdark. Adventurers, are you?
Of course.
Yeah, I'd say we're pretty badass. Says it right there.
Well, sir, I don't know what you're pointing to, but I do swing that way if necessary.
I think you know what he's doing.
On my armor.
Okay.
In like crayon. Misspelled and upside down.
And he walks over to Dr. Drape. So I take it you're not here for fishing. What are you here for?
It's complicated. Don't worry about it.
Yeah, Soul Wrench is just trying to bring as little attention to himself as possible, especially since Volshovath is kind of spazzing, like going in and out a little bit, and Soul Wrench is trying to control the sword from popping out
Prairie dogging a little.
in a stabbing motion towards this dude.
Well, he says, I need more drink, but, well, then I guess you wouldn't be interested in knowing that Rotting Corpse is under new management, so.
What's
We would.
What is this?
Well, it's now the Lich Queen is now in charge of Rotting Corpse.
Ah,
Who was in
When
charge
did
of
that
that
happen?
before?
Those loyalists from Tugnath.
So are the Gith no
When did
longer
that
in
happen?
charge there?
Oh, they're just different Gith.
I see.
Same bastards, different name.
So Soul Wrench, he does at the mention of the Lich Queen and everything, he does turn, so the guy sees his pinpoints of green light as eyes, and says, "We already know of the Lich Queen. Tell us something we don't know."
What do you want to know?
First off, how do you know so much?
Well, how do you think Argonath came to be? It was
Nope.
taken over by the Gith, and we reclaimed it during the war.
Okay.
so if we were interested in fighting with some gifts, you think you'd have any useful suggestions for us?
Besides not dying?
Yes.
We've managed that so far.
I see. Don't get in a tactical fight with them. You'll be defeated. You must get the upper hand and move quickly.
It sounds like the best thing to do is avoid them. I mean, we're here to see the sights up north and all, but we don't necessarily need to go in the direction of the Lich Queen.
I don't think she has returned to the city of the dead just yet. But I know her soldiers are on the move.
I mean, we were interested in seeing. We were told that the river that's nearby was pretty large, so that would have been sort of interesting to see. How far across was it, or is it?
Well, there's a place that's about 3 miles wide that you could probably get across.
Well, it sounds like if we got across, the only place to go would be Rotting Corpse, and if the Lich Queen's there, that might not be worth it. But it might be good to go see the river.
Soul Wrench interrupts and says, "What do you mean that her forces are moving?"
Word is that they're moving again. Some deal's been struck.
Deal with whom?
Not sure. A new presence somewhere in the swamp near the Corunda Gate. New alliances.
So where's this swamp? How far from here is that?
Oh, that's past Rotting Corpse. Far to the north.
Yeah, I don't have any sense of the geography up here.
Of what value would a swamp be to the Lich Queen?
Well, the swamp is of no value. It's who occupies this swamp.
And who's that?
The Lich Queen. Sounds like. Or this other person.
Right. It's this other person.
I don't know. I'm not sure who this person is. But they're new.
Like how new?
Within the last 6 months, when the Great Disturbance happened.
What was the
Just
great disturbance?
based on how knowledgeable this guy seems to be, I mean, I'm getting a sense that he's holding back. Can I make an insight check to see if that would confirm my suspicions?
You sure can.
12.
The information he's told you seems to be what he knows. He doesn't appear to be keeping critical information from you.
Okay.
So I say tomorrow we go, we see the river, maybe swim in it, have a good time. Oh, is there anything dangerous in the river?
No. The fish are returning. The Gith almost scooped them up out of existence, but they're starting to return again. Them and their nasty fish head habits.
So we go to the side of the river, we have a nice lunch, swim around a bit, and then move on. Somewhere other than the Lich Queen's lands, though.
What would rather theoretically, if a Gith were to enter the city, what would have happened to them?
A Gith enter what city?
This city.
Well, they would be suspect, but we know that there are deserters, and we do welcome them. But some of us would be very cautious of them being here.
So there are some living here right now.
Yes.
Where might we find them?
And he points in the direction where they were. He said there is at least one.
Where does he come from? Where did he come from before he came here?
You'd have to ask him. He was a deserter.
If we feel like it, we could do that again.
Oh, we lost Sully.
There he is.
Uh-oh. I just saw that chat message.
So, Soul Wrench is going to strongly suggest going and finding this Gith because while he's never faced the Gith in battle, they are well known for their prowess and tactical ability. And it would be a fool's errand to go into something without as much knowledge and preparation as possible.
So you want to go find this Gith that's in town? Is that where he was?
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, so you guys, he points you in the direction where to go, and you kind of wander through some of the town. A lot of there's not like solid buildings, just kind of like tents. And you come down like a back of an alley, and you see a Gith sitting at like a table, and looks like he's playing cards. He's by himself, and he is missing his right arm. It's just most of it's gone. It's just like a kind of like a gold stub almost with a hook on it.
What do you want to ask this guy, Sorange?
All right. So I go up to him and I say, "Did you serve the Lich Queen?"
And he before he turned, he brandishes a dagger and jumps up ready to cut you and says, "I don't serve that bitch."
Soul Wrench resists the urge to unleash Volshovat and says, "Good, but that's not what I asked. Did you serve the Lich Queen?"
At one point, we were all of service to the Lich Queen. Then she betrayed us, left us to die. We have service no more.
Well then, the things that I need to know, maybe you may be able to help us in terms of paying her back a bit.
And he
We
looks at
seek
you, and then he looks behind you and sees the rest of your group. And what do you plan on doing?
disrupt rotting corpse.
And he jabs the dagger down into the little table where he's playing cards and sits back and says, "And how do you plan on doing this?"
Well, that's what we are here to find out. We could use information that you could help us in achieving this.
Well, what do you want to know?
First of all, if one were to infiltrate Rotting Corpse, what might be the way to do it that would draw the least suspicion or the most ease?
Well, there's only one entrance into the place. You want to come in the early dawn hours.
Why then?
Those are the least experienced guards will be on duty. There are nine guard towers. A lot of the veterans will rest at this point in time. You have a better chance of getting past some of the new blood.
Soul Wrench signals to whoever's got the box to bring it over and says, we have these that we've been given to serve as disguises. I don't know how recently it is that you left Village Queen's service, but
Many
would
many
these
years
suffice?
ago. These
Um,
are ridiculous.
How so?
No Gith would disguise himself.
What?
But is this not the uniform?
This is some kind of symbol, I guess, the Lich Queen uses now that she is not associated with the astral plane. It looks like shit.
But it's,
Sorry, I
it is her
phased
current
out for a
logo.
second. What did you say? I blacked out for a sec.
He said it looks like shit. But yes, this is I'm familiar with this symbol. I believe this is what she uses now.
Is this what the guards wear there now?
Yes, I believe that these vests, cloaks, what she has, guards wear, but you're not Gith. So you would probably be required to wear these because you'd be outside fighters. I don't know who she accepts in her ranks now, and he just kind of looks at you and kind of gives a disgusted look.
So might you be familiar with a prisoner by the name of like Deathbringer?
The Mind Flare from the astral plane, yes.
Like where would he be kept? Like where would a high value prisoner be kept?
Well, isolated. They would try to pry out any kind of information from him, try to learn his ways. They would probably have someone of great powers to extract whatever information he is hiding. He'd be kept alive.
But where within this prison would he be kept?
I've never been to the prison. But the prison most certainly is underground. He would be kept away from most of the population. Probably sealed in something. Rotting Corpse was rebuilt after the Gith War. The orcs demolished it. They left a mile crater from what they did.
Were you there when that happened?
No, I was down in the south, outside of Cavill City.
So suppose we had access to a giant badger. Could he tunnel in?
Disguises, giant badgers.
So then, what might you suggest?
I would. And he looks at the group. Get to an army, rush the gate, smash through it, and kill every one of those motherfuckers. That's what I would suggest.
Well,
Well, we're short one army.
if you had a secondary plan, what would that be?
We do have 20 soldiers.
I feel like we need to save them.
I feel like I heard that one does not simply walk in to Rotting Corpse, not with 10,000 men. Could you do this?
The contingent there probably is about 100. But considering you don't have an army and deception would be your only method.
I think we're
Soul Wrench corrects this gift. Deception would not be our only method. That is just what would get us in.
Oh, you plan to pick a fight once you get inside.
It's not a plan to pick a fight. It's just a matter of striking when the moment is opportune.
So you're going to enter the hornet's nest and then rile up the hornets while you're inside.
God, I hope not.
Well, it's an idea. Well, like I was specifically thinking. I will tell you what I was specifically thinking a little bit later when we're not talking to this gentleman.
So is there anything else useful that you think you can tell us about the city or the fort?
I would be suspect of the structural integrity of the northwest tower.
And what do you base this on?
Knowledge. I know who worked on the reconstruction of Rotting Corpse.
So why this tower in particular?
Because certain individuals were working on it. I know that their craftsmanship sucks.
You said the northwest tower?
Yes.
I wonder how we can use that to our advantage.
You probably break in, right?
Or destroy it as a distraction. Come in from the other way. Soul Wrench, he's kneels down to be eye level with the Gith because he's still standing or sitting, right?
Right.
His table.
Mm-hmm.
So Soul Wrench, he gets eye level with the Gith, and then he brings down his hood, revealing him, and he says, "Have you seen my race before?"
He looks at you and says, "You're from the Hells. Warforged."
Created with a singular purpose: destroy the Lich Queen and the other enemies of the Hells. So you can be sure that whatever we do will certainly be a thorn in the side of the Lich Queen.
Very well. But I would avoid any fight with any captain or veteran with at least 4 or 5 rings on their right arm. Unless you have numbers. The new blood should fall pretty easy.
All the Gith wear the bracelets.
Yes.
Do any of the other races there that work there wear these bracelets?
Back when I served, we would have removed their hand for such a thing, but now things are different, so they probably do.
Hmm.
Find us the rings that you have.
Make a persuasion roll.
Yikes. I'm gonna use my inspiration for that one,
There you go.
and then I'm gonna use Darkmoon's own luck. 17.
Okay, so he gets up and walks over to like a little lean-to with very few things, like a bedroll, and he reaches into a pouch and pulls out 3 rings and puts them on the table, and then he pulls out another dagger and puts that on the table. May these assist you, since I can do no good anymore.
Is the dagger by chance silver?
Yes.
Anybody want a silver dagger?
Yes. I'll take it if nobody else wants it.
I figure we're probably better off for purposes of the costume giving all the silver shit to one person rather than breaking it up. I'd rather have one high-ranking looking guy than 4 middle-ranking looking guys.
So what's this kid's name? Did we ever find out his name?
No, it's Marst.
Okay. So Marst, I have one more favor to ask. I know
Yes.
that the Gith also have tattoos on their hands. The circle. Could you perhaps show us how to make a circle that would be reflective of the rings that one might wear?
So he shows you his left hand that has pretty much, it's a solid red dot that's kind of faded. It looks like there's some kind of writing, but it's so faded and filled in that it's hard to tell. And he's like, "Are you talking about this?"
Is that what I'm looking for based
Yeah.
on what I know?
Yeah.
Okay. Then yes, that is what I am.
So you want me to show you how to do this or write this?
Just enough so that we could, if we were to disguise one of our own, that we could increase the odds of this disguise being effective.
And who are you going to use to do this?
What's the rings?
So I think it should probably be based on like who the rings will actually fit. Gith tend to be pretty slim, which knocks out Rothgar.
All muscle, baby.
Well, I am quite the charismatic figure, so I can talk myself out of trouble. I can convincingly say to anyone who comes up to me, "That's a stupid question," and hope that they leave us alone.
Okay.
All right, so then Soul Range points to this leg. That one.
Which one?
That one.
Sully?
Yep.
Yeah.
Okay. So are you going to disguise yourself or go as a human?
I don't have any method by which to disguise myself. So if somebody picked up like proficiency in the disguise kit, great, but I don't have it.
No.
I rely more on overt intimidation than subtle disguises and trickery.
I'm intimidation in one package.
So he says, so you want the tattoo on your left hand?
Yeah, that sounds right to me.
Hold on. Is that?
Oh no, right hand.
Yeah.
He's old. He
But-
forgets stuff.
Fishing. Yeah. No, the tattoo's on the left hand. The bracelets go on the right wrist.
I'm suddenly glad this isn't me.
We're still gonna have to figure out
Okay.
probably some sort of prisoner situation because we don't have enough disguises for everybody.
So while you're doing this, Martz is reached over to his kit, his little backpack he has, and he's rummaging around, and he comes up with like this sharp metal piece, and he starts to make a little fire to heat it up, and he has some red dye that he has found. He said, "Put your hand on the table. You'll be fine."
Put my hand on the table. I'm a goddamn pirate. This isn't my first goddamn tattoo.
Okay, so he says, "Are you going to wear the bracelets too?"
Yeah, I will.
Okay. So he begins to write in Gith in a circle, and then write in smaller and smaller, so it starts to look, it's really hard to read, but it's not completely filled in. It doesn't look like his, but it would be close enough to what it would make sense. He says, "I'm not going to completely fill it in," because he looks at you. He said, "That would be unbelievable."
Some of the shit we've been through is quite unbelievable.
All right, so the tattoo is done. Now you have a Gith tattoo on your left hand.
Sure, that'll never cause me any problems whatsoever.
Yeah, did it not occur to anybody that after we're done with this person, it's going to be stuck there?
Oh, now he can get into any club. He just say, "Look, see, you already stamped me. I'm good, man." He says, "Don't you want to ask me what it says?"
Should he know?
Yeah, I was getting around to it. What does it say?
It says, "I bleed my enemy forever."
And what do these bracelets represent?
They represent each march to battle. You get them for so many times you have marched into battle and fought.
And what about the silver dagger?
That is carried by certain soldiers in the Gith. It's a reward for work you've done. And he shows you the blade, and written in Gith, he says, this side says "Death to the gods,"
Wow.
and the other side he is filed off.
What you do to the other side?
It said something about the Lich Queen. I removed it.
So
Nope.
don't show anybody that side then, probably.
I'm
Right.
sure any Gith that would get close enough to see that would also be losing their eye.
I like the way you think.
Alrighty. So what time is it then?
Uh,
If we want to go in like early morning,
Well, it's about, it'd be about 40, 45 miles to get there. So
oh yeah, that's right. Yeah,
it's kind of like late in the afternoon, like 6 o'clock.
yeah. Probably chill out here and then leave in the morning. Figure out our timing once we get closer.
Yeah, that makes sense. We want to get our drinking in tonight early.
Yeah, I agree.
I've been doing it been drinking the whole time. What are you talking about?
I know. You guys camp there, and in a small little inn. It's not much to see. It is definitely not the resort. Some of the roof is missing. They claim that the pieces blew off from some crazy ship that flew by and like strafed the whole place. But they're not really sure what it was.
Was it spinning?
Yeah, it was spinning. It had a lot of colors on it.
Red and green.
I was confused there for a moment. Like, what the hell kind of ship was by?
Unfortunately, our kind.
I was thinking, like,
Yeah.
maybe that crazy ass gnome was looking for here.
Yeah, we don't have any confirmation that it was the same ship we were in. It's all circumstantial. Could have been aliens. We don't know.
I'm gonna crash in a minute.
Okay. So yeah, we can stop right here, and you guys will be headed out in the morning. See you.
Okay.
Cool.
Later.
Take care, guys.
Okay.
So it looks about 3 inches.
And I won't take that out of context.